Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello.
Was funny. Maybe the fireball. It's cool. I like it. Thank you for everyone who supported us and keep supporting us, and let's go for 7.
Hello, hello.
The battle continues.
Of course, congratulations to Alpha 7 there for being able to win that. Did you have a good time, Max, man?
I had a fantastic time. It was so many good plays. Seeing M249 to take down Ninetales, that is the way to do it. So I'm happy they are on the same level as me in game.
Is that the case, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're significantly above.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to stream.
Thank you very much for joining me here, Max, man. We are going to go and we're going to have the studio right after this.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम अबू बकर भाई वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम क्या हाल चाल है ठीक हो
それが俺の人道だ
雷鳴と共に散れ
しっかり見ててください
俺は畑かかしって名前だ
अस्सलाम वालेकुम भाई जो नया आ रहा है स्ट्रीम पे काइंडली लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कर देना बस थोड़ी देर में मैचेस स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे
Welcome to the PUBG and Naruto booth here at the PMWC at the EWC26. We're checking out what's on offer for you guys for free if you head on down to the event. One of the things you can do is sign your name on the board. And who's this signing their name? Jackie.
Hey guys, yeah, it's a good time down here. I thought I'd slip in early, get my name on the board, and
अस्सलाम वालेकुम वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम जो बंदा नया आ रहा है काइंडली
We'll cover that in a minute.
अपने प्यार मोहब्बत से लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कर देना
But he must have been here earlier. Got up nice and early.
oh
finding
mate, it's
those
got to be
chicken.
done, John. It'd be silly to be here at EWC and not get involved with what's going on at the PUBG Mobile Naruto booth. much like these beautiful people that are over here playing the game. That's the step, John. Sign your name and play the game.
That's the first two on the list. Kalaris and Neptura are both trying to collect those brain rots, get the passive income rolling up, you know, tung 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 sahur and all of that.
How rotted is your brain today, Nep?
Extremely rotted right now. I'm all in. I'm all in.
Well, that sounds good to me, John.
Absolutely. Beautiful stuff. Fantastic. We are going to take a look at what else is on offer, though, here at the booth. There is plenty to do. Taking a photo, maybe, with some of our representatives. We've got the chicken mascot, of course, the PUBG Mobile player unknown.
Get over there and see if we can wrangle them.
Yeah, absolutely. See if we can get either side of them, because taking a picture.
Let's see if we can, John. Hello. It's good to see you again. I imagine, John, here's what you do. You kind of come in, phone out, quick snap, call that a selfie, and then you want to tweet that one. But what's the hashtag, John?
Hashtag PUBG Mobile France. Make sure you hit that one online, because you can win yourself a lovely t-shirt for our collaboration with Naruto. Make sure you're checking that out, because it is fresh.
It is indeed. You can be fresh printing all over your battlegrounds. You won't want to miss it if you're here at the venue in Paris, France. Get down to the booth.
Third place. Close enough to see the trophy, but never close enough to lift it. For Aurora Gaming, the road to the Esports World Cup is about more than qualification. It is about finishing the story this roster started last year. At 2025 PMWC, they established themselves as one of the most mechanically gifted teams in PUBG Mobile. Their aggression was fearless, and one knock could quickly become a complete squad wipe. Doc, Top, Zeol, and Refus could all take over a fight, but at times, they looked more like a group of incredible individuals than one fully connected team. Doc was named MVP, but they still finished third.
За бидрийг одоо төрүүлэхэд зогсцоосон зүйл ингээд миний хувьд яг тэр үеийн яг сэтгэл зүй жоохон тийм байсан болоод тэгээд ер нь зоонч тэр rotationч тэр ер нь тийм болоог баха.
Then came PMGC,
another
huge international performance,
Universal
MVP level showing, and another third place finish. Two of the biggest tournaments in the world, 2 podiums, but still no trophy.
За өнгөрсөн жилийн үдгэн болоод бас 2 том тэмцээнд 3-р байранд орсон. Тэгээд энэ жил одоо тэгээд чадхаараа чэндэ.
Now, they return under Aurora Gaming with a new organization, the same firepower, and another opportunity to finally win. The question has never been whether they have enough talent. Their MVP titles have already proved that. The real question is whether multiple stars can now play as one complete championship team. Their qualification run showed promising signs. Aurora still played aggressively, but their rotations looked more controlled. Their pushes had more support, and the team appeared more connected. That growing coordination was on full display in the final match.
Oh, the nade of Refus, the 1v4 from a range!
They wiped out the last team and won the EECA finals by the smash rule with 145 points and finished first in the regional qualification ranking.
That will be the tournament going their way. They've done it. Aurora are your champions.
За өнгөрсөн жилээс энэ жил нь ондоо зүйл гэвэл одоо манай багийн хувьд ер нь сэтгэл зүй уур амьсгал багийн тоглолт ер нь нэлээд өөрчлөгдсөн. Одоо яагаад гэвэл өмнө жил одоо 2 том тэмцээнд 3 дугаар байранд орсон болохоор одоо жишээ нь авраг авахаас одоо нөө хой суугдсан алдаануудаа ер нь тэгээд бүгд засч орж ирсэн. Тэгээс авраг авахын төлөө ер нь чадхаараа хичээнэ.
The MVP awards are already there.
By the way, well-deserving team होगी अगर Aurora जो है वो champion बन जाती है.
The championship. Aurora Gaming arrive at PMWC26 as the uncrowned kings of PUBG Mobile, ready to break the third place curse and finally become global champions.
That would be a dream for Aurora fans if they are going to be able to become champions, because they have the MVPs to back them up. And if they become champions, I think I'm going to be the curse for that team because this is the one event that I'm actually not picking them to be champions. Once again, welcome back. Huge shout out to Kalaris and Maxman, son, for being able to do that amazing show.
Maxman, son.
Yeah. Joined by Lace, Blank, Natura, and the 7WG. But we're going to do the STC rewind. We're going to remind you what ended up happening yesterday because we did end up playing 4 matches. And in those 4 matches, I mean, if we start off with the Rondo, Nigma Galaxy was able to get that first win.
In really good style as well. Really enjoy what we saw coming in from Nigma, both in that one game and throughout the day, quite honestly. Very, very excited to see what they've got coming in onto day 2 because it was a fantastic start. They're in, what, 4th place? 3rd place, I think, even. Looking very, very good indeed. And they just have to keep going on this sort of trajectory, and I think they're going to finish off really, really well.
Absolutely. I mean, Nigma Galaxy right now, Lace looking very, very good. I think Coop's coming in. I've said it multiple times yesterday. I think people probably were quite bored of me saying it, but I really do like Coops being in the roster. He looks very, very good. I think the major difference right now, though, is Ralph is still playing this passive game, but he isn't dying as much as he used to. He is playing that off angle really, really well, Lace.
And you don't want to die in PUBG.
No, you don't. Bad.
So this isn't Rondo. If it's in Rondo, you know what? You just go for it. You do get one revive.
Go again.
I mean, look, I have to be so passionate about Tiamba, though. Being able to keep that sort of skyrocketing performance throughout every single match. We got to see Milu doing the Milu style. No 1v4s just yet, but so goddamn close, and I feel like it's going to be just another great day for them. It was a great day coming out of like the survival stages, now to grand finals, and I do believe that they're going to keep that momentum going forward.
Hey, you were talking about Tiamba, you were talking about Milu. Now we get a chance to see one of those highlights from yesterday from that squad. Ulf did end up getting the last chicken dinner yesterday, and it was the first time that we see Ulf having all the 4 players alive.
Yeah.
They end up with 10 eliminations in that match.
Absolutely. It's so nice to see finally a full squad from Ulf in those final moments, and you can tell that they know very much how to play this game, right? It's just when they lose those players, that's when they start to fumble, that's when they start to fall down. But you keep them a full squad, they can play this very well. Their timing is really good. Their angles are really good. The splits that they do, Blank, are very, very good indeed.
Yep.
So I'm very excited to see if they can keep those 4 players still alive at the end of a game, what they might be able to do.
We'll see if that's going to be the case, actually, because we do have Aurora, we do have Vitality as well. Those are 2 teams that are currently in contention for the club championship. So why not? Let's send it over to Senorita Glitter to see what she's got to say.
We are deep in the trenches of championship weekend here at EWC2026. So as always, it's time for a club championship update because we have multiple grand finals matches this weekend. It's time to dive into all of it. First of all, kicking things off at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, we have our grand finals set today for Rainbow Six Siege. That will, of course, be between Furia and FaZe, with a 3rd, 4th decider match also happening between DZ and GK. Now, this is big for GK because it does mean that they got their 2nd top 8 finish, which makes them CC eligible. Then over on the chess side of things, we also have a grand finals match happening. And this one is a big one, okay? Because we thought we were going to maybe see a bit of a repeat of what we got last year. However, after an insane day of matches, both of our Falcons players are now in the 3rd, 4th decider match. It does, of course, mean that Falcons are guaranteed 3rd place level points when it comes to the club championship side of things. But the big surprise is GM Dennis from AGAL being the 2nd person to secure the spot in grand finals against Magnus. This is massive not only for GM Dennis, but of course for AGAL, as they are currently at the top of our CC leaderboard. They can get even more points. They will be setting themselves up well for the final week of our competition. Then over on the STC Arena, we have our top 8 set, and they will be playing through their quarterfinals matches today. There's a couple teams we're going to be paying attention to when it comes to the CC side of things, and those teams are, of course, Falcons and Vitality, 2 massive heavy hitters on the CC side of things. Falcons have a big opportunity to potentially usurp AGAL here, but Vitality are looking to continue to climb the ranks, and they definitely have a chance to do that. So we'll have to see how that competition continues to play out, because Vitality are also going to tie into us over here on our stage for PUBG Mobile. They have been a favorite the entire competition, and now they have an opportunity to continue putting themselves in a good spot heading into day 2 of our finals matches. Of course, like I said, there's going to be a lot of action happening here today, so we'll make sure to keep you all updated with how it all ends up playing out.
Thank you so much, Senorita Glitter, for that update with the club championship. But now we're going to talk about what's going to be happening today. Because today we will be finding out which team is going to be going into tomorrow's first place and willing to set that threshold for the Smash Rule. In first place, though, after 4 matches, we do have E-Arena with 48 points. And luckily for us, for all the viewers, it's still close. Tiamba performing well, but they haven't been able to get a chicken dinner just yet.
Not just yet. Still impressive stuff, though, coming on through from them to be able to maintain that second place even without a win. But it's still, we still need to see that win, right? A win has got to be where they want to. That's the goal for today, I feel like. You've got 8 games to do it. They need that win because these other teams, I have a sneaking suspicion here, we are going to see a massive upstart?
Kickstart.
That's the one.
Yeah.
For a lot of these teams, this leaderboard is going to be completely overturned. I think we're going to see some very different names in that top 5 at the end of today. So, yeah, I think E-Arena, Tiamba, Enigma Galaxy, all 3 of those teams, Aurora as well, really need to figure out how they want to play today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Tiamba actually needs a win. 2024 PMGC was won off the back of pretty much eliminations alone.
Fair.
I think Tiamba can just keep up with this. I mean, 37 elims is very, very impressive. I think Aking's doing very well on that side. You are right in the sense that I really do think it's going to be massively shaken up. I don't think E-Arena is going to stay there whatsoever. I think the only team that I actually have hope for right now is, funnily enough, Enigma Galaxy.
Yes.
And I'm not the biggest Enigma Galaxy fan at the best of times, all right? Okay, I think they have made some silly plays in the past, but they actually do look really good. I love how Enigma Galaxy looks right now.
Yeah, and I'm obviously having a look at Nongshim Red Force here because look at those eliminations compared to placement points. The fact that they are able to secure so many points of them in the elimination average bracket and not the placement, it is going to be their time to just try and hit those top 10s, those top 5s even, and they will move themselves up into that top 7 because the elims are there. It's just the placement. They're falling a little bit short on their rotations and taking a little bit long to grab the eliminations where they're bursting, but I believe that today they're going to be able to come in, grab those placement points, and skyrocket up to those top 7.
And the crazy thing, too, is that we saw some big names on that second page as well. We saw S2G, we saw Hora Esports, which I know the fans are wanting them to be able to improve. And now we're looking at one team that is going to be looking to improve in a big, big way when we're talking about OG, when we're talking about Godlike as well. But we're going to talk about the Sony story of the day, which is pretty much attacking the first place, attacking that throne at the top for these teams because of what I was talking about in regards to the format. If you end up at the end of the day in first place, you will be able to set up that Smash Rules threshold. So let's say a team ends up with 150 points at the end of the day. Tomorrow it will be plus 10 of that, where they will be able to actually hit the threshold, the Smash Zone. And then after that, if they get a win, they win via Smash Zone.
They do. Yes.
Carry on.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, well.
For you.
Well then. No, I think the Smash Roll has been so fun in the last few tournaments we've had it. I've always really enjoyed it, and I think it's going to be a lot of pressure on all these teams. I think we've had a lot of pressure so far. This lobby is incredible. It's very, very different to what we've been seeing so far in the tournament, and they've just they flipped the switch and they've just gone 110%. Very excited to see what that's going to be coming through for them. Honestly, the Smash Rule is going to be a big thing. You got these top 5 players here. Milu being that MVP here, 7. Big GG.
Yeah. Big GG for him, being able to put up those 14 eliminations, 2,800 damage. But we're also looking at some of the other names in this list, Blank. We have Top as well, Mormon, QZZ.
I mean, Mormon has been acting as more men for that team. He is bringing the firepower in a big way. 11 eliminations, genuinely for E-Arena. I think he was kind of carrying the squad yesterday a lot. Scarface still being on that top 5. He's a really big deal. Aaron, Catch, big MVP players. Yeah. Scarface in the past really pulled it up in terms of that long-range scouting, but he's taking it close range now as well. It's very, very cool here, Lace. I'm really, really enjoying it. Obviously, we saw Milu right at the top, but it's QZZ as well that I really want to see step up for Tiamba.
I mean, I'm excited for Top. I mean, okay. Top is bringing Aurora into the conversation. Yeah. I'm not saying like it's a single person. Yeah, it's a single person that fights on these teams, but from the performance yesterday, he's definitely making a name for Aurora and bringing Aurora into the conversation.
Go away, Doc. No, Doc, don't go away.
Oh, actually, play with the team. Play with the team, Doc. Play with the team, Doc. Don't go away. Don't run off into the distance versus Enigma Galaxy. That was bad. That was very, very bad.
Very, very bad. No good. Stay with the team, and maybe we'll end up seeing a good performance out of Doc. We know that he's capable of MVP performances, multiple MVP performances, but 2 teams that we're going to be taking a close close look at is none other than Vitality and Fourth Rise, because we know Fourth Rise wants to be in that first phase, especially towards the top place.
Right, and we talk about the smash rule. You have a look at these teams, about a 25 point for some of these. It's not that far. Teams like Vitality and Fourth Thrives can be that team that literally overtakes the leaderboard in one game. We have seen it before, even coming out of the group stages. Team Vitality, 10.5 average eliminations. And then Fourth Thrives, 6.25. So they have the capability to be able to skyrocket incredibly fast and make their own smash rule up. They're showing consistency, obviously, through each game. The difference, though, in eliminations from group stages to now, obviously, is quite a gap in talking about over the 4 games. But, you know, Team Vitality are taking fights. They're making decisions that benefit them for late game, but they're just falling short. But for Thrives, if we bring them into the conversation, they are getting these eliminations, but they're not really making it to that end zone. So these 2 championship teams, and obviously, we got some PMCW championships in here, so of course they have the mental capacity, they have the skill to be able to bring them back into the conversation and be absolutely dominant over the course of the matches today. I'm excited.
Yeah, correct. I mean,
I'm stepping forward too.
I can see that. Not on camera. You're just going in there.
I've got the passion.
But yeah, that's Tiamba. What Tiamba exactly did to the poor guys on Vitality over on Rondo, they just got in there. And I think for Vitality throughout the day, if we look back on it a lot, most of the positions they took on the map were actually quite good, quite formidable, and they played it out decently well. They had center side towards Joutin, I believe it was, over on Rondo, and we had Tiamba come from outside circle and just send it to them. I think Vitality was very confused. I would be very confused by a play like that. And I think if Vitality didn't go down that early in that game, it would be very different position in the rankings. But yeah, the Elims are going to slow down right now. We are no longer playing into those feeder teams. These are all the best of the best.
And the Elims are going to keep on coming down for some of the teams. One team that ended up surprising me in a really good way, Nunchim Red Force. Completely different from what we've seen out of the groups, completely different from what we saw in Survival too. Because, yeah, they've been able to just frag out of their mind, but those placement points are not there yet for that squad.
No, they're not. This is only a glimpse of what we know this team is capable of. For me, yeah, Tizzy was 2.25. I mean, that's crazy, right? We're getting really good average elims from all of these players. Still, I want to see them just continue that trajectory, continue to go forward, because for me, when you're thinking about, we've got 8 games today, Blank. That is a lot more than we're used to.
Yeah,
it's
like the
4
stream,
Miramars as well, right? But it does mean that for a lot of these teams, the pressure is going to get to them, I think, and also you're talking about that mental stamina as well when you have 2 extra games like that. For me, Nongshim, I think, are one of the only teams in this lobby that actually have that mental fortitude to play those extra games as well as they would on any normal day.
One of the only teams. Hot damn, we're getting some shots out here on day 2. I think there's other teams that might be able to bounce back. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that might be able to surprise us too because of that format, because we are going to be having 8 matches. One team that I'm going to be looking forward to surprising us is none other than Godlike. We have seen the potential that this team is capable of, and we're going to be showing it to you right now. Day 2 of groups, insane when it comes to eliminations. Yesterday, a big difference, and this is why I think from what they have shown us before, even though it's finals here, I think they'll be able to bounce back.
I think so too. I mean, the major thing that bounces out to me there, though, is the average survival time. Survival time looks fairly good at the moment. 20 minutes to 22. It's not a huge drop off there, but again, I'm going to tie this back into Nongshim Red Force very quickly, just because for Nongshim Red Force, I feel like what we saw yesterday, Lay, especially them and Flash, is that they were going a lot more aggressive. They're trying to experiment with stuff, which is important in these types of end games. When you get to finals, you can't let that pressure get to you. Day 1 is about experimentation.
Yeah, I mean, Nongshim getting the eliminations.
Exactly.
They've got 20, 1 placement point. Godlike, on the other hand, getting the placement, finding those positions in center zone, but unfortunately not having the split hold to have the wave of enemies that are coming around from the rotation into the circle. So, obviously, we know Godlike can get these eliminations. They can take them on, do these third parties well, but also future-proof their rotation into the map. So today is their day, I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
कल के 2 मैचेस रहते थे मिरामर के, वही 2 मैचेस पहले मिरामर के होंगे, उसके बाद जो आज के मैचेस है रोंडो से स्टार्ट होके फिर आगे
third match, which I feel like is going to remind me
आज
of what
total
Sandhawk
8
used to be.
matches हैं.
If for some reason those first 2 matches don't end up going your way, the Rondo might be that Kickstarter for some of their squads.
That's exactly what we've been discussing, right? I think a lot of people have had that discussion of where should Rondo be placed in a round, in a day, right? And I think this is going to be a really interesting test to actually see, you know, if Rondo is really, really good in the middle of those of that rotation, of that map rotation. For me, I'm thinking, heck yeah, this is going to be exactly what some of these teams will need. You get that extra recall, you get that extra life, you get all those eliminations. That's the momentum that we start to see some teams trying to build. For Thrives, for instance, was trying to build that momentum yesterday, you know, third-partying the hot drop. So for them, if they have a not so good Miramar session in the first half of today, that Rondo should be excellent for them.
I'm loving the energy that we're getting from the fans right now, whether it's 4 Thrives fans. We got Hora right here. This man just popping off too. 4 Thrives having some of the best loyal gamers, that BLG squad that they have there supporting them. We'll see what they're going to be capable of. But talking about how you said earlier, you think, which team was it that you thought was one of the only ones that could actually... Oh, Nonshim,
yeah,
right?
the only.
Hi, total 8 matches हैं. Welcome to stream. जो जो बंदा नया आ रहा है, kindly stream को like और subscribe नहीं किया वो kindly subscribe कर देना.
I think it's probably Aurora.
Agreed.
Aurora would do that.
You
Vitality
sure you
would do that.
You don't agree,
subscribe and like the stream.
I think Aurora crack like an egg all the time, dude. I think that's totally fair to say. I think group stage Aurora is unreal. Qualifications Aurora also unreal. Finals Aurora is just a different beast, man. Okay. I think if you can back them into a corner, then it could be really good. I do think Aurora's played slightly better this time, but I am getting some moments where I'm like, oh god, it's happening again. I can feel the docketing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You start talking about Aurora, I get past the side for Aurora as well. We gotta be careful with what we say here. Fans are so close by too. Luckily, everybody has been amazing here. Whether it's a 4 Thrives fan, Horror fans, Aurora fans.
ये मेरे end से नहीं है कुछ भी.
All the fans currently here. Don't forget you can go check out the fan zone experience here at EWC. And I think I'm at level 7 or 8 now. I can't remember exactly. So I'm just gonna go on brand and say 7 and then just get some of the other cool stuff. We have gotten so many shirts. Actually, for disclosure purposes, I've only gotten 1 shirt.
1 shirt. Yes.
Have you gotten any shirts, Mike?
Oh, I don't have a wardrobe or anything like that from this event. That's not happened.
No.
I've got nothing.
It's so cool though. It's so cool though. Lacey, you finally get
single
one?
item.
No.
Yeah.
They're gonna play.
And if
They're
they
gonna
see
play that
what's
security.
missing.
I got triple T's. Tongue. Sorry.
They're gonna play the security camera from earlier when we were actually over there before anybody was there. I was just putting shirts in the tote bags with Naruto. I'm like, yes, take all of that. But as we're gonna be heading here towards a match, especially in Miramar, is there one team that you're looking to kickstart off the day with Miramar?
4 Thrives. For me, 4 Thrives has to do it now. Yes, they will have that second chance in the Rondo, but for me, they're tied in 7th and 8th place. They just one good game. They need this. They feed off momentum so much that if they want to survive all 8 matches and still be on top, they have to start now.
I think it's a weird day for 4 Thrives, honestly, because they love to start on Rondo. They say all the time in the past that Rondo is their best map. Usually they start off on Rondo really strong and then they can transfer that momentum. Starting on Miramar, I don't think that it's the craziest map. I still think they can play it. For me, it's probably S2G. S2G has had a tendency in the past for miracle Miramars.
Yeah, I have to agree with that as well. And plus, Miramar, you get 2 at the start, 2 at the end. So these are like practice Miramars, you know what I'm saying? And then right at the end, that's where you have all playability and energy. Yeah, the yes.
I'm going to be looking at Ulf Esports because of what they were able to do yesterday, especially on the last game. They were able to get that chicken dinner, get those extra placement points. But if we were to remove that 1 chicken dinner out of Ulf, you would end up noticing that they would only end up having 1 placement point. And for me, that is the biggest red flag out of these teams when you're not able to just convert only on LMs and the placement points start fading away. I know you say that, yes, a team doesn't really need a chicken dinner to be able to win PMWC, but in my eyes, they do need to be consistent at least towards the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, the beige flag right now is 4 Thrives, right? We're in the middle ground. I mean, the 4 placement points, not great, but it is promising to see this 21 eliminations. That shows, you know, gusto going to these matches, which I really do like.
Yeah, 4 thrives. We saw some of this instance yesterday. I think that's what it was. Especially the one that I really have to nitpick, Nepturo, with 4 thrives has to be when they decided to coexist with Hora Esports for a little bit too long. I feel like that ended up hurting them in a big way in that match. It would have been one of those things where we usually tend to see them being a little bit more aggressive, making teams back off, but that wasn't the case.
Well, yeah, if you pull into their like elimination average, which is 5.25 at the moment, group stages was only 6.25. They're actually upholding their elimination value. Placement, exactly what you said, Seven. They are taking too long on these fights early on, and they have actually not made it really into that top 10 sort of scenario very much. So if they can just obviously push themselves, just give up the fight a little earlier, guys, and get yourself into that rotation, their eliminations will match, and they will actually do a lot better today.
And as we're seeing there in 16th place, EWC Esports with just 2 points. Those 2 points coming from eliminations. This is a team, we're talking about give up the fight, talking about wanting to fight. This is a team that needs to figure out what they actually want to do, because we saw them hot drop with Enigma Galaxy 3 times yesterday, and after the first one, Raouf called him out, which, by the way, Raouf, keep on talking that smack, baby, because when you talk that smack is when we actually start seeing your true potential. You get that little chip on your shoulder. But yeah, for Enigma Galaxy, for EDA especially, they need to just get rid of those hot drops.
Absolutely, dude. You're throwing. I mean, there's no other way to put it, but you are just throwing at that point. Today, though, is great because we don't start on Rondo or Erangel. We just go to Miramar. So hopefully no hot drops there. If there is hot drops,
there are.
May need to have like a stern fatherly conversation with Ida at some point.
There could be a couple here going into Miramar, unless some teams decided to adjust. But enough talking. You guys saw us talk yesterday. You guys saw us talk right now. It's time we get into this games of day 2, PMWC at EWC Finals.
Okay, G, let's go. Forty, 40, मेरा मत तुम्हारा है, मेरा मर है ही तुम्हारा.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue at EWC here in Paris. This is the second day of PMWC here in Paris. I'm so excited, Bunny. What's happening here?
Our attention now shifts to the teams that have to perform well today, because just 8 maps remain until we set the smash score going into Championship Sunday.
Yeah, Bunny, and it's crucial to not fall behind and to stay on the top of these rankings, because everything played today as well.
That's right, we've got young contenders, historic rivalries, and legends of the game ready to go toe-to-toe on the Qiddiya City grid.
The better player on Worlds meet again for insane games, but which team will seize the opportunity and rise above the rest?
One step closer to $3 million, inching towards the trophy, the status, the glory, and the legacy. And so, it is time to kick off day 2 of the PMWC Finals at the EWC 2026!
Oh, we are so glad to be back. It's time for Miramar to get locked on in. We've been waiting since yesterday to jump into this map. We are going to be treated to that now, and it could not be more important for all of our teams here. They are going to need those points every single time they can get them, and they've got 8 chances today.
That's what it's all about here, to be on top of the leaderboards going into the final day of this tournament tomorrow. That smash point threshold will be set at the end of the day. Normally we start the day off hot in Rondo, but we're going to be starting it off hot in the sandy Miramar Desert. So let's get it going, John. I'm excited for this one.
Oh, absolutely. It is so important for all of these teams to keep their nerve, because today is a bit of a marathon, right? With these, with the unexpected 8 games today, you have to have the stamina. You have to be looking for it. It's so much more important than usual. It's kind of easy to disregard. Maybe you think, oh, it's only 2 extra games in the day, but that's another maybe up to 2 hours that you need to keep your mental focus locked in, dialed down, and under control, because every single point matters. Every single match can make the difference. And our players know it more than most.
That is right here, folks. $1.7 million on the line here in the finals all by itself. $3 million prize pool total. First place team going to be taking home $500,000. Woo! That is exactly what these teams are going to be fighting for here. So like you mentioned, today is definitely a marathon. I'm really interested to see how these teams have prepared for this, how their coaches are going to be kind of hyping them up. I was getting a little bit of a view backstage and while hearing some of these coaches talk to their teams, like, look, I want consistency. I want to see you guys be able to play the game that got you here in the first place. And that's what we definitely need to see.
What I'm kind of interested in as well is, normally, you've played the Miramars the previous day, you have all evening, all night to recollect your thoughts about how your Miramar performances went, to be able to re-engage those strategies, anything you noticed, anything you wanted to change, you can really fully brief your team as a coach, as an analyst. Now, they're going to have to do that on the fly. Yeah. They're going to have to do that faster for specifically Miramar than we've seen for any other map. And so that could be an interesting dynamic to let unfold here in terms of those point scoring when it comes to the end of today and the last two matches of it. As we're getting locked in, our players boarding the plane for the first time. Looking ready.
Yeah.
Hopefully EDA don't get too hot with their drops. We know what they like to do, but it's not, as the desk was highlighting there, it is not Erangel. It's not Picardo. Sorry, it's not. It may be Picardo. I hope it's not. It's not Erangel. It's not Rondo. So they have to try and get some points on board.
They need to desperately. Let's get this one started here, folks. You can see the players are excited. I'm hyped. I know y'all guys at home are excited to see some serious PUBG Mobile action.
Welcome to stream.
Let's get into it. Plane path
जो बंदा नया आ रहा है,
down the center in a
kindly
beautiful
like
diagonal.
कर देना
So
और
these
subscribe कर
teams
देना.
know crazy plane
बड़ी
paths to
मेहरबानी
start
होगी
us
आप
off
लोगों
here.
की.
But I like what you mentioned.
Okay जी,
you know,
मेरा मैच स्टार्ट हो
after
चुका
looking
है.
at it for
कल
one
के जो
day,
दो
right?
मैचेस
Playing
रहते
two
थे वहीं से
Miramars
स्टार्ट
today,
हुआ है ये.
and then we're going to be finishing with
पहला
Miramar
मिरामार है.
today. So it's going to be really interesting to
इंशाल्लाह
see like how these teams
देखें
are
हमारी
going to
टीम
go
40
into
इसको
these two
कैसे
matches,
फिनिश करती है.
and it's going to
कल के
give
राउंडों का जो
these
गैप है
coaches a lot of time, right, in between all
मिरामार
the
के
other
दो मैचों
matches
से
to
कवर
prepare
अप
for those
करके हम
final two.
अच्छी पोजीशन
So I'm interested to see
टॉप
how these
3
squads start
इवन
here
टॉप 2 में आ
and end
सकते
here.
हैं क्योंकि पॉइंट्स अभी इतने ज़्यादा नहीं
it'd be interesting
हैं
to
लेकिन इन
compare
दो
the
मैचेस के
differences
बाद
that we've seen.
ऑलमोस्ट
We're
50 प्लस
talking
होना
in the
चाहिए.
future now, but compare the differences to the adjustments that we're going to see potentially on Erangel, and then look at what adjustments we may see from the start Miramars to the end Miramars today. But that's a conversation for later on because we do have to get stuck into the action. Hopefully not super quickly, but stranger things have happened. At the moment, I'm not seeing too much danger on these drops. It looks like teams are fairly extricated from one another. It's a little bit interspersed on the east side here, though. Hot Jukes with Tianba and S2G. However, I don't imagine that's going to be too much of a problem. Grab some vehicles, get back, regroup. The circle up to the north side should help to pull that apart as well. Maybe some danger between Godlike and Orangutan, but yeah, they're far enough afield. I don't think that they're going to get too aggy with it.
Yeah, you can see Enigma Galaxy, they're going to be heading on over to El Bozo. That is normally out the 7th drop, but they are not here in the finals, so they should be able to get looted up pretty quick here. They're going to start off by, of course, securing those vehicles. Super important inside of Miramar.
Main plays Picardo पे
right
उतरी है.
You can see him looking up, being like, "Trike, come
Picardo
on,
ने
man,
उनके साथ
where is
drop
my
flash हुआ
US?
नहीं है.
Where's my Murado?" He's going to need to find something else here. Or stuck to doing
No fear,
some
Jigal.
little baby looting here. They're going to be fighting some buildings.
They should be all right.
Yeah, they should be plenty. They'll have plenty of time here to get looted up.
Yeah, they're fairly center on this one. They could potentially break out towards some of the areas in Crater Field to send some looting over there. Alola as well, likely to head towards La Cobraria. Maybe try and hold some of the hills, leave an outpost down south. Aurora gets some target practice in. Yep, that bush is gone. That's no points for that, though. Unfortunately, shrubbery does not count towards your elimination total.
Hey, you always got to check the bush, all right? You never know. You never know. There could be a random player hiding in that one. And you're going to see QZZ get his Murata, so he's going to be driving fast down the lane. But yeah, you got to get some, got to get the fingers warmed up here.
Ooh, I'm seeing a duo from Aura kind of chasing quick from Alola up north near La Cobraria. It seems like they wanted to try and get engaged with that fight, but I don't think they've been able to hunt it down quick, just a little bit too up to his namesake. Hang on a minute, they are back on the road again. And Quick is turning tail, moving back towards the rest of the roster for Alola. In the middle of La Cabrera, they're still hiding out, and he has to dunk it out by the concretes. Now he's holding on the upstairs. Backup needs to come through, but currently no response really being seen from the rest of Alola. They're leaving him kind of high and dry as Jiggle from Aura is going to try and descend on this location too. Finally, they're into the vehicles and they're coming in for the rescue. But will it be too little too late as Quick has to go for the hot swap to the UMP juice?
What a sick shot with that shotgun. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit the
First
mark.
elimination by Hora Sleepy.
And you can see Sleepy, he ended up going to that other side there because he doesn't have a vest at all. He wanted to be able to at least get something. But because of this fight, now you got the rest of Aula being able to hunt them down. You can also see some of the other members of Aura going to come trying to support these three men. Can he hit the shot? No, unfortunately, Red doesn't get it.
Yes, sir.
It is a 3v3 from this close end, but the fourth is coming, and that off angle. Let's see how this turns out.
I mean, when you have that south side hill under lock and key for No Fear, if he's going to get engaged here into the fight, maybe not, maybe more preoccupied with some loot, they say, you know what, it's fine, we got this under control. They're not pushing, they're being timid. They have lost a player so early, it's not what you want to see. A very aggressive roll down coming through in that scenario. Did not want to let Quick get away. I thought maybe they had stopped off a little bit before, but no. They just kept on going, kept hounding that one down. It's worked out here. The question now for me is, as I always talk about with early engagements, how long are you going to spend getting stuck in on this one?
That's the exact question, right? So I like what Aura did, right? They saw a solo player, chase him down, get the secured point. That's fine. I'm starting to wonder what Aula's doing. Yep.
No Fear ke paas tha na acha
the fact
angle.
that they are taking way too long. They are getting caught out, and now here comes Aura on the push. Sky running in with the MP, with the UMP, looking to get those finishes, and they are on the run. Nasser trying to at least get some angles here. Ooh, hits the crouch, but it's not going to be good enough. It's Aura to delete the squad here on day 2 of the finals.
Every player getting their elim. Horror getting stuck in early on Miramar. 4 eliminations for the team, 1 apiece. Sleepy will get back to his feet, and they can look to re-establish control back down towards Crater Fields. They may need a little bit more loot on side, depending on how much was going through. I think I did spot a Winchester on one of the players for Horror, so probably looking to get that one replaced, although there will be crates on the players coming through from Alola as well. In the meantime, though, Godlike has managed to capitalize on this opportunity from this Orky side. They managed to move in and could contest for the Crater Heals approach.
Alright, yeah, you can see these movements going out really, really quick. Leaderboards, you can see right there on the right of your screen here, folks. E-Arena up on top. Waiting to see when Godlike's going to wake up. They definitely need to here today. They're sitting in 14th place with 13 points. Let's see if they can do it. There's still plenty of matches here to be played here, folks. I have a big feeling these leaderboards are going to get shaken up big time by the end of the day.
I mean, we talked about it yesterday a little bit, that 18 match sets, generally you can put more stock into your averages performance rather than those big E-Arena 29 elimmers kind of coming on through. Yeah. Which even then didn't serve them too well in a 12 match set, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, absolutely. I'm talking about getting consistent 6-pointers on the boards is so great for your team. If you can do that, every time you get further than that, brilliant. Beautiful stuff. Furia running into a little bit of a roadblock in the form of Enigma Galaxy, but a 1v1 over the top of the hill. Silence shuts him out. And Lord will no longer be able to levy the toll on the crossing. And Furia may even be able to get the res here for Enigma Galaxy. It is not a good start. In 3rd place, you don't want to be losing players early, not like this.
That was a huge shot there from Silence with the DBS in the mid-range. Is able to get the knock. Very crucial. Instant thirst as well. So you can see Coops is going to be hunting down some high ground, trying to get the revenge for his teammate, but Ayala is climbing this up as well. Is Coops going to see him? He does! Ooh. He finds Silence slipping. Now he's going to go for the 1v2. Uh-oh. Got to watch out for that shotgun, though. Ooh, that did tip him up a little bit. Coops so good in the CQC, though. Push it back and forth. Finds the angles and catches is the 1v2 against Furia.
He baited out so many of the shotgun shells, forced the weapon swap. He knew he had a disadvantage against the shotgun there and was able to do a lot of work. This is vengeance coming through for Coops. And Furia left.
Oh, nice
flagging. Unfortunate. Silence may be resible here as Chief sidles in to go for the rest. There is another fight happening on your elimination feeds as well as 4 Thrives clash with Team Flash on the south side. 4 Thrives doing well. A nade over the top, and Coops goes for 3 now against Furia, who took one of their players down, but they are finding out what it feels like to be under the wrap.
Last player पे आ गया Furia.
Turning his attention out now to the open sand dunes, but not going to quite connect on the first part. Spray down. Looks for more.
One man standing up.
Headshot! Oh, are you kidding me? That is Coops with the 1v4 against Furia.
Beautiful stuff coming on through from Coops. Furia needed to keep that one together. That was not looking tidy. Flash in the meantime have now been dragged down to 1 on the south side as 4 Thrives are going to be the main benefactors of that, getting 3 elims. I think they're the team that has taken down all 3 players so far from Flash. Aurora a little bit further afield in those Picado Hills to the north side of it. They are not going to contest it just yet. So for 4 Thrives, they now have to move in because we did see a fairly hard east shift on this zone.
Yeah, that eastern shift is going to definitely get these teams moving here pretty quickly. And yeah, 4 Thrives, they are not in the zone just yet. They're right on the south side of San Martin. They're going to be just kind of making sure they get their vehicles going, choosing for the buggy. All right, they're all set up, and now going to find a spot in this next zone. As far as teams that are not here yet, you're going to be looking at no
Okay, 2 teams जो हैं वो eliminate हो चुकी हैं, Ula and Furia. Flash का last man standing है. Enigma Galaxy का unfortunate एक trade finish हुआ है.
They are in 12th place right now with 21 points.
Okay, Ida और Godel pass.
With this zone shift like this, it definitely buys you a lot of time here. So the most important thing is just rotating very carefully, not trying to get shot out of your vehicle. Play things very, very calculated. You can see Tikianba already set up in these buildings near water treatment. And this is where they're going to park themselves for as long as possible.
Oh yeah, you're just going to hold out for the time being. See if you can hold down these hands. Just trading shots. Oh! Razy's found himself a big green gun.
That's my favorite.
Sorry.
The AWM.
With 8x.
I want to see some snipes, man. Nothing gets me more excited than see a crazy flick headshot to turn the game around. Let's see what Razy can do. He's got the 8x too. Let's see what this replay. Coops, pow, gets the knock on to silence. Wins the clutch 1v1 here against the Yao. Look at the terrain usage from Coops here. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I was highlighting before, right? That shotgun bait coming through from Coops, peeking up so quickly and back down, dodging the shells coming through, and again, forcing that weapon swap. He knows that he's going to have the advantage, or at least be on a level playing field if he can do that. The nade on target, yeah, great. Furia just didn't seem to understand how to compete against this high ground position. I'm not too sure what more they could have done there. Maybe just not engaged on that spot to begin with. Yeah, it's a little unfriendly. Next circle comes on through, and that will take us back down towards San Martin on that south side. Keeps the hills to the southwest of water treatment. Hacienda all in play. And teams are going to start to crunch in onto the middle. This roadside to the southwest of water treatment is going to be tricky to navigate, and it looks like Tiamba are going to try and do so, try and keep themselves alive. S2G find out just how tough it can be to move past this location.
Yeah, a smart play there from Tiamba. They go ahead and move, and they take this gas station. They realize one of the players from S2G are isolated. Easy point lockdown. That's going to hurt S2G, leaving them with 3. That's an elimination for Tiamba, and a slightly better position as well. So this gas station is pretty solid if the zone shifts away from them. The most important thing, though, is protecting those vehicles. It's very weak to that hill behind them. So they're going to have to put them in some different spots just in case the zone does shift.
I mean, it is that road that they are sat right next to that is so difficult to cross right now for teams out on the northeast side, which is why you're seeing so many teams committing down to this southwest edge, right? To being a little bit more uncomfortable, a little bit too close for comfort, but you don't have that major blockage of trying to get across that open ground, which is going to be difficult for Vitality, unless they can find a big opener, crack the can open with that AWN, land that shot.
3-4
Try and find that pick. Ooh.
Oh, that's a huge one.
Aurora getting spotted. I think 4 Thrives are getting stuck into the fight. 4 Thrives, 4 players alive. Aurora having one of their players flushed away, and now Hazaifa close up into the fight. The pump action for Reefus, trying to hold the door, but the SK-12 has a couple more rounds behind it, and Ziol goes down quickly too. With 4 elims already on the card, Aurora going to be contributing to the points tally for 4 Thrives fairly soon. It looks like Doc goes down. The big boom through the window. And Aurora ain't got nothing in the face of 4 Thrives, who look to mark the start to their ascendancy.
And the crowd goes wild here in Paris, France. The 4 Thrives fans are chanting their name. This is what they want to see. And this isn't going to get just any squad.
Come on,
here,
40.
This is against Aurora, who has been crushing it here so far. So that's the 4th place team out. 4 Thrives in 6, now with 6 eliminations, looking really, really strong to start the day.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how you want to kick things off. But remember, as we said before, it is a marathon today. You can't allow yourself to get tired out.
जो stream पे नया आ रहा है, kindly like और subscribe कर देना अगर subscribe नहीं
When you
किया.
find those high octane, high adrenaline moments, but you cannot allow yourself to drop off after that. So I hope that they're going to have their heads screwed on tight so that they can keep
so much
their
for
nerve
watching
for the rest of the day as well. And there is still much more of this match to play, so they have to get a lot further. And in this position that they are right now, against Noxian Red Force, I feel like they potentially could have a good time, but they're going to have to shift northwest away from their current location, past San Martin, which is going to contain, I would say I was going to say 2 teams, but it's 1 plus another player, tops the last player alive for Flash. That was dealt with earlier by 4 Thrives himself.
Yeah, you can see Top does get away from now. Now 4 Thrives, man. I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to the finals, I'm already feeling a different level of aggression here. Like, these teams are pushing immediately the second they feel
Hora versus Godel.
Now here comes Aura. We saw Sky get an elimination in the feed. We're going to keep an eye on this one, though. This is still outside of the circle. Just to that
backyard में आ गई है NS.
San Martin.
Yeah, this is on board with the fight in the northwest now. As Hora are able to find Salme. They got that flush that they found earlier. And Godlike, they are now down to 3. Just regroup over towards the rest of his team, and they should be fine out there. Hora can look to try and navigate their way forwards. I don't expect another fight between these 2 teams, maybe for the next minute or so. Oh dear.
Oh no, not like this.
That's a real bozo play right there coming through.
Yeah.
That's Maxman's grenade of the day.
Top ने जानबूझ के नेट किया.
You know what I'm saying? But our observer's just too good, right? Had to show the replay real quick, just in case you missed this, right? That is where it's at. Yeah, so unfortunate for Aurora. And it just goes, and I'm telling you, folks, at this level, I mean, we got $500,000 for first place, and it's little mistakes like this.
Razy ने अपने AWM चमकाए टियाम्बा पे.
Razy with the AWM starting to put in some
लेके घूम रहे थे जनाब.
Shouldering that can opener, looks to try and split the seams of Tiamba's hold on the longhouse, but we know what Tiamba can do when they're holding down a longhouse, so we know what Milu can do at least. Vitality want to try and find it. The res comes through. Milu is low HP, but he can get some healing done. Razy is close by. Another stepping forwards, but staying on the rooftops here is bold from QZZ. It may just work with a nade. In response is brutal, and another to follow it up over towards Aching. Now only 1 player in the longhouse. Milu looking to try and hold it down. With the Molotov burning, it's going to slow it out, but there's the off angle coming through from Axel. Where's the backup coming from Eagle? He's too far away to get involved here. The nade dribbles down the stairs. Might prove to be difficult to get past there. Does go down. And the res is still yet to come through. 3 players now for Vitality on the inside. Nade's cooking. Axel with a long one. Up to the top floor. May just blast them apart, but Eagle, he's just chilling. What is going on?
He's leaving it up to Milu, saying, you got this, bro. I guess you don't got this. As Axel gets the nade on him.
NS की
so that is Tiamba just getting picked apart here.
NS ने वो फाइट अबैंडन की 40 के साथ और OG के साथ.
Vitality soaking up some good points.
I mean, the Eagle has flown away here. It is not what you want to see. I'm not entirely sure what he's trying to do. Maybe he wants to keep that 4 position, but the rest of your team's dead, mate. You need to do something about that. Vitality were able to run through there. They got a really great opener with that AWM that we were talking about, the can opener on the position. And he was able to keep that momentum rolling with some big nades up to the top of the roof.
Godel
and a
third
couple
party
more
karne aayi hui hai.
positions beside. Amino looking to stop the run out from Vitality, and they will have to run out with the circle shifting central.
Third party by
Godel. We have to see a crazy shot.
Vitality पे Chayamba.
I know that there is an AWM somewhere around there. And oh, nice shots there. They know exactly where he is. They say, oh, you think you have this down? Oh, that headshot though said, okay, how you like some of that? So, oh, that looks like it is Eagle going down. Oh, there's the AWM. Brazy's got it. Said, pick me. I dare you. I dare you to go over that rock. I told you! Brazy taking him out!
Boom! Takes him down from behind the rock. What a pickup coming through from the shot. At the end of the AWM barrel.
Rezi.
Thinking it was a rifle fight as well. Tickle trades, and then he was like, I'm going to win this trade surely. And then he's like, bam! You didn't expect that. Claps back and immediately now down to 2 players alive. After losing one earlier to Hora on that northwest edge. Ooh, Tizzy, that's not good news. That's immediately flushed by 4 thrives on the southeast.
3-4 ने NS का
Now we're
बंदा
gonna go
नॉक
ahead
किया.
and see Vitality. That goes to show you, folks, the bolt action could change the game for
Godel,
you.
2-man standing, OG finish, Udia finish, Ula finish, S2G
just gonna have to hold those buildings for now.
Aurora finish, Chayamba finish.
Vitality, they know they have the numbers here though, so they're like, all right, there's got to be a couple of players of godlike somewhere. Can't just run into these buildings for free. Just trying to get a little bit of information. Naya, ooh, doing some little pre-fire shots under some windows, looking to possibly catch somebody off guard. But here we go into the end game. Stage 5, circle starting to close. And this is an interesting one. I mean, we still have San Martin in play. A lot of open field though as well. You can see Aaron getting in and some headshots on So Easy. And now here comes Team Vitality on the push.
They're going to roll around. 2 players now remain. 4 godlike. Federales leads the charge into the position. S-Power first to face. Molotov on the window, burns it down. Immediately toasts it. And now S-Power on the inside has more to say. The suppressor on the end of the SK-12 makes it quiet, but it's speaking loud with it. And he looks for more as well. 3 players fall at the feet of S-Power. And he looks for the flushes to keep it going. Manya will not be in this fight just yet as he drops for another flush. And in comes the backup. Manya.
He hit him with the Molotov, and now Razak is down to 1 HP,
and there they go!
S-Power with the 1v4!
Ascendancy coming through for Godlike on the north side. Vitality, they thought they'd taken enough out of them, but no! The gas in the tank, burning!
Let's get this going. Are you kidding me? Day 2 of the finals. Starting off hot here. Multiple
S-Power 1v4 कर गया.
1v4s. S-Power at the end of the day yesterday said the domination begins, and now it has begun.
Unleashing that luxurious hair, sweeping it left and right with the shotgun shells ringing out in the ears of his enemies. Vitality have no idea what hit him. Milu,
Vitality,
these long house
Vitality के साथ prank हो गया.
I'm telling you, man, there's something special about it. I love to see it. I absolutely adore it. With 5 eliminations now in the game, Godlike looking to keep their march going, but they have to get across some open ground here. E-Arena will be fully aware of what has just occurred on their north side. They should know exactly what has unfolded, and crossing this open ground is going to be difficult. I imagine that it's more likely they may look to sweep to the east, get a little bit more coverage as they may try and approach Ulf or sweep through the remnants of other teams across the map.
Let's see how the rest of this match turns out. It's already been so hot here. Coops had a 1v4 earlier. They're sitting with 4 points on the edge of the circle. Satan, I believe, does have a position. Oh, I think this is still out of zone, so they're gonna have to start pushing up here. Ooh, XCY in the blue, and this one hurts. This is stage 6. This one's gonna start chunking you down. So he's gonna go ahead and get himself healed up, and yeah, already getting shot. He's like, oh, I thought I was safe. Nope.
You thought. Yeah, you thought. Down he goes on that side. All too happy to pick up the point there. They're now on to 6 eliminations. And that will hopefully he was going to find the shot onto S-Power as well. I mean, I said I was thinking they were going to wrap east. I didn't say I thought it was going to be successful. It's still a really tricky approach here. And down goes Manya. But They have left an impression on this match, Godlike. Can hold their heads high on their route out of this game.
Hey, it's plays like that that can be the difference, right? I mean, from a big jump in prize pool. So, I mean, Godlike losing players early, still put some good points on the board on the back of that 1v4. Looking on over to Enigma Galaxy, though. What are they going to do?
Okay,
they got their eyes set onto Ida. And it looks like Hoops does get caught, though, on the transition by Sky. But he should be able to get safe here, Rez. I like the fact that Rauf is starting to throw some util up on top just to buy his teammates some time. And they should be able to get the reset here.
I mean, that was a long-range assist coming through. Horror on that north side, I think that's at least 300, if not 4, away. That's a really helpful hand over towards Ida to leave Enigma Galaxy on 2. Ralph now in position to potentially look for the res, suppress the runouts here with those 2 nades lying in wait. Darkin mollying the corner. That's actually going to help them. The res coming through. So for Ida, they're keeping them on the outside, sure, but they're keeping themselves on the inside as well, which is going to allow Enigma Galaxy to get back to fighting form, and they're in the zone too. Arena versus Aura on the north side, though, that looks like it could get nasty soon.
Yeah, I think Ida are just kind of holding him out here because they realize the zone is coming and the edge of this might be outside of it, but let's see how the play ends up reading out. Satan throwing in some nades in there, trying to get that crucial first knock. Rita trying to make some plays. Oh, the off angle here from Ida is going to be huge. Let's see what he can do from that spot.
Could have been huger, but I think he just dropped the nade into the sand dune instead of throwing it over towards the opponents there. Not quite as efficacious as you need it to be. You can see on the picture-in-picture there's fights across the map. Horror really suffering against the arena as Enigma Galaxy still hold a stalemate. Ida on the run out now, rolling around the edge. Emre goes down, and there is just a cacophony of shotgun shells blasting them back. A tide of lead sweeps them straight back in the door they ran out from.
I'm so shocked that they ran out like that. Let's see what Enigma Galaxy can do on this push, though. Darkin's up on top. Coops in the front line with the S12K. That's the weapon you want in the CQC. The best close quarters combat gun in the game. Now let's see what Ralph can do. Everybody shotguns out. Oh, nice play there from Ida. Catching some little angles there, peppering up the side of Ralph. These guys are level 3 out of their minds, though, right now.
Oh, goodness me. There's the off angle. I think that's Arena taking shots across the way. Because, of course, Arena did clean up the fight with Horror just a moment ago as well. Hot Jukes on that northern side. They got some really big openers with a couple of nades on board. And were able to convert.
Oh, the bounce!
What a bank on the nade there from Coops. And now just one player on the top floor. And the shotguns are going to continue to put the pressure down. But there is still a little bit more left to fight. As Enigma Galaxy are taking shots from across the way. They get rid of Ida. But now Ulf step into their shoes. Take down one Turkish team. Another one's here to play.
Hello, Catch is right there waiting for you. Aaron's gonna have to turn around though, throw a smoke down, trying to be able to get up Solus. Enigma Galaxy though, great start, 8 eliminations so far. Ulf have 9 though. They're looking to put themselves up on the leaderboards here. But hey, Arena's gonna have something to say about that. They're gonna go ahead and start throwing some util onto the side of Ulf. Ulf are gonna have to decide what is the biggest threat here, and it's gotta be Arena. Scarface. Oh, thinking about trying to pick up his teammate, but Arena's right there.
Oh man, this position is really annoying for Ulf. If they could have gotten rid of Enigma Galaxy, it would be so much more free and easy for them. They could take control of that whole dune all the way out to their west side, but with Coops and Ralph still in action, they are penned in here. Solus bleeding out, and Arena can start to establish that chokehold on them.
Oh, vehicle coming on up. Here come the mollies too. Aaron's on fire. Not able to make it happen here. Scarface on the other side is getting peppered as well. He's going to throw some util, but Ulf just getting picked apart. Arena.
Big.
Oh, those nades huge. That's going to pepper up Mormon real good. And it opens up the door for Enigma Galaxy as well.
They're moving across the open ground, and they do fall. Ulf cannot weather the storm again. It's that position from Enigma Galaxy, the prevention of them sweeping out to the west that really came back to bite them here. Tourniquet layering down some more smoke cover now, and Enigma Galaxy with a 2 versus 4. Well, Coops can do it on his own, right? So what's Ralph even doing here? He's not needed.
Yeah, he's just there for moral support at this point, right? Let's see what he can do. But hey, you know what? You could never count out the IGL. That is Rauf. He's already still got that anger built inside him, that fire all the way from Aaron Gale Pachinki. Looking to apply it here. Coops with the headshots. Gets peppered up a little bit though in the process. The thing is that these guys are out of position big time. It's going to take a miracle for Enigma Galaxy to do it. But we saw 1v4 before. We could see it here again for the 3rd time in this game.
That would be pretty insane. That would probably be the most 1v4s we've ever seen in a single match of competitive PUBG Mobile at this level. They've got about a minute before the zone closes fully on that stage 9 zone. And they just have a sliver of it on the edge of that open concrete slab. They are just in, but that's not going to be comfortable.
Oh, look at this flyby right here. I mean, E-Arena doing a 2-2 split. Now, if for some reason Coops can get 2 of these players, now, okay, yeah, Schweppes is going to move on over, play that mid-range. I like that. You know, just better safe than sorry. Use your numbers advantage, use the blue zone, and E-Arena should have this locked down.
E-Arena.
Yeah, they're playing this very, very safe. E-Arena looking to try and convert from the top of the tables to a chicken dinner at the start of today. It would be so incredible for them to open that kind of a lead. And again, we've talked about it before, Schweppes, the only player here with a chance to get the 3rd title of PMWC champion. The only player in the world with that opportunity.
Oh, here come E-Arena. They're going to go on the push, where they're going to get aggressive. They take down Coops. It's just Rauf, and that is it. E-Arena get the first chicken dinner here today. They're hyped up. They're excited. And they were on top of the leaderboards here, so that's going to push them even further beyond.
And they played that north side well. They rotated through. They weren't over-aggressive. I liked that regroup off the 2-2 because, as you said, if you get one of those miracle picks, all of a sudden, one of those angles is basically gone because you have to stick that res. You have to try and keep your numbers advantage. Then there's some negotiation that can happen. Regroup is 4. There's nothing that Nick Galaxy can do. The flex out, I think, was probably okay, but was pretty bold, and I liked it. I liked it towards the end there. For E-Arena, they should be happy to kick things off today with a chicken dinner, but we've seen them do that before. We've seen them do that before in record-breaking fashion. I do not want a repeat of what happened for the rest of that day. They did not keep that pace, and it is, again, that marathon today. So for E-Arena, a brilliant start to push them even further at the top of the tables, and free and clear of a lot of players keeping up to them right now. For the time being, of course, with a lot more matches to play, there's still the capacity to close that gap, but yeah, very, very happy with that opener. It felt controlled as well, in a way that I think that the big rondo that they had didn't quite feel like it was as much their agency, even though they were proactive and they were doing things. This felt like it was much more E-Arena's victory.
Yeah, I mean, the Thai squad coming in so hot here off the rip. They're looking strong, and let's see if they can continue that dominance here in a bit.
What's up, guys? It's Barney Banks here. I'm backstage with Njang Smith. He is one of our co-streamers here at PMWC. We're going to have a very quick chat ahead of day 2 of the PMWC finals. Njang, let's talk first and foremost about Paris. How's the experience been here at EWC? PMWC's been absolutely crazy so far. So give us some insight about, you know, what your experience has been like so far.
Jadi gimana perasaan kamu tentunya tentang Paris sendiri dan juga tentang PMWC yang selama ini udah gila banget gitu sudah berjalan.
Terima kasih pertama-tama buat pihak EWC dan PMWC telah menyelenggarakan turnamen ini. Saya sangat mengapresiasi dan berterima kasih karena telah diundang ke sini dan saya sangat senang Dan vibes-nya di sini sangat-sangat real, nyata, memang benar-benar keren banget.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for EWC and PMWC for inviting me here. It's been a very surreal experience, and it's a very real experience as well. And it's just gonna goes on and on and on.
It's great to have you here. Now we can see that obviously you are supporting Team Vitality while you're here. The boys from Indonesia are performing really well on the main stage. Tell us like a bit about the boys and how they're getting on, and how do you think they're gonna do here at PMWC in the finals?
Tentunya kan kamu di sini datang sebagai pendukung Vitality juga. Gimana pendapatmu tentang tim Vitality yang sudah bertanding di PMWC ini? Terus habis itu juga gimana harapan kamu kepada tim Vitality?
Harapan saya untuk tim Vitality, terakhir Indonesia mengangkat Piala Dunia di 2019. Semoga di 2026 ini bisa kembali mengangkat Piala Dunia kembali. Dan saya mensupport Vitality sangat-sangat dengan keras, dengan antusias yang besar bersama dengan viewer saya di live streaming. Bahkan mereka sudah meramaikan stiker-stiker Bigetron dan Vitality di kolom komentar. Mereka full support buat Vitality hari ini.
Of course, the last time that Indonesia wins the World Cup is back in 2019, and now 2026. I can only hope that they can win it again, and I can only also wish the best for them. I will give them my full support. As of course, also the viewers in the chat and the live stream also they give their full support now, and we will hope for the best for Vitality.
How have the chat been since you've been here? Like, how has the experience been while you've been co-streaming right here with the event going on behind you? What's the chat been like? How has the streaming experience been for you here on the main stage?
Jadi gimana pengalaman kamu tentang live streaming di Paris di EWC ini? Begitu pula juga dengan ya, apa sih vibes chatnya dari selama ini yang bertanding dan juga pengalaman kamu juga live stream di sini?
Pertama-tama mungkin dari peralatannya ya kok, karena peralatannya di sini benar-benar bagus, benar-benar disupport banget. Saya senang banget bisa difasilitasi buat bisa jadi co-stream di sini. Dan untuk viewers di live chat, mereka semua senang karena melihat peralatan yang proper ada di sini.
First of all, I just want to say this is like the best equipment I have ever found. This is like a full equipment that I never even used myself. So it's just like a very surreal experience so far. Yeah.
Well, and Jang, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here at EWC. PMWC has 2 more days of competition, and we can't wait to see you on your co-stream popping off. So thank you so much for joining us in this interview. Enjoy the rest of your experience here, and we'll check back in with you on Sunday. Back to you guys.
ไม่ออกติดกูหักหลังสมองนะเอาเลยนะขวาตัวเดียวที่เหลืออีกตัวนึงน่าอยู่ซ้ายไม่จอดนะมีเกียร์ก็มีซ้ายสุดตัวเดียวตรงนั้นตัวเดียวให้ผมดิไอ้เกอร์เจนเกอร์ลึกกันเราเกอร์ลองได้คิวป่ะตัวท้ายได้หมดเลย
E-Arena coming in hot, wanting to maintain that first place. And boy, what a start for this team here in day 2, even though we're going to be playing some matches from day 1. Still, E-Arena, this is what we've been wanting to see, especially when you teased us with the 29 eliminations.
Yeah, I was like, we cannot afford to see a flash in the pan kind of performance from E-Arena, but man, they delivered. I will say, the reason why they won is some teams doing some mistakes, right? We'll dive into it a little bit deeper here with Natura, but man, E-Arena putting up the 10 placement points from that chicken dinner, 10 eliminations on top of that. They were already number 1.
Yeah.
And now they're creating a gap.
Yes.
Hey, it seems like this tournament might be the chase after the White Rabbits.
Absolutely. Like, you've got Enigma Galaxy coming in here. They were in 3rd place coming into the first game here, so they've done a bit to extend that gap a little bit more. But you've got Ulf, you've got 4 Thrives. Those kinds of teams, they're also bringing some heat to the game here, Lace.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are going on about still this first 29 match. Did you guys have eyes yesterday? E-Arena, have been performing the entire time. This ain't even their first chicken dinner. They have actually had so much progression through every single match. It's been amazing to watch. Yeah, we're going to revert back to that, that huge statement they made in the group stages, but their consistency has been key.
Yeah, and for Enigma Galaxy, it's all about that because this man has been performing. He actually baited Furia into rushing him after they were able to eliminate Lord, and Cooks was able to handle them all by himself.
He got the revenge he was looking for. I mean, Cooks, you know that we were missing him during PMGO Season 1, and he's been putting up the numbers. But look at this. Let's quickly go through that 1v4 scenario. During this entire fight, Cooks is on the mountain, uncontested, and this is not a position you should be willing to push. I feel like this is a big fumble from Furia. This is not a fight you should be even willing or even thinking about taking. And Coops here, having the time, going to flush the elimination, denying extra information from Furia. But this grenade, one of the best grenades of the tournament, a max man grenade of the day, as he gets that 1v2 and then sprays him down from a distance. He gets the headshot, eliminates the final player. What an insane clutch, but so did S-Power, Niptura.
Didn't he just? I mean, I wanted to replay this because look at what he's able to do here. This guy is a machine. The angles, the quick flicks.
Oh!
He's using these angles. He gets that one. He realizes that Razak is coming around, gets that elimination, and then he knows he doesn't have time to heal up, so he throws the Molotov in there, tries to come out, tries to get these angles going, and that is gonna, it's just buys enough time for his teammate to come on in. The Molotov will go forward. It's fantastic.
I gotta say, that Molotov he put to try and clear his backside, that was one of the best Molotov. That is a global level Molotov coming out from his power. He is showing he has what it takes to be up here.
Absolutely. I love what we're seeing from him today.
I love what we're seeing out of him today as well. I love what we were seeing out of Four Thrives in this last match. Four Thrives being very aggressive, especially with being able to chase some of the other teams. Talking about chasing too. We got a chance to see Enigma Galaxy versus Ida towards the end as well. It doesn't matter, Max, and Lace and Aptura, if it's Pochinki, it doesn't matter where it's at. Enigma Galaxy has their number, but when we're talking about some of the other teams, Four Thrives versus Aurora.
Yes.
We gotta mention that because it was so quick and then Doc with them.
We're not going to talk about Aurora. We're not going to talk about it.
I'll talk about Four Thrives though. Look, they had such an immense sort of split hold in the hillside while Aurora was sort of making their rotate, and it was only a matter of time before they were able to do that. And what we were obviously touching on yesterday is their pacing. So obviously when they get that first contention and then following up with the fight, their pacing is back to what we want to see. So it's very, very impressive that they were able to do that. Unfortunately, they did have IQ at the southern side trying to find a position in zone whilst that contention was going on. Nongshim Red Bulls was sort of running up the eastern side, so they kind of like fell a little bit short there trying to move in because there wasn't much cover for them to sort of progress through that. And I mean, then it was just down to, you know, a little solo, and unfortunately he was found out because Top actually was sitting on top of a building, and that's probably the best spot and the only spot that could have been played.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very, very, very happy with Four Thrives. T24 especially coming in clutch there. He's back on that long range with the Mini. He's back supporting his teammates really, really well. And the whole squad is just looking very, very different from yesterday into today. They're looking very confident. They look like they know what they're doing. They have those final decision-making skills back and at them. And here we see him, 6th place, coming in clutch here.
That's right, Four Thrives being able to jump up that leaderboard with 33 points. But E-Arena with the win starting to create that gap, Max. And this is something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on what kind of gap we're going to be seeing from 1st place to 2nd place and the rest of the teams.
I'm really happy with the Arena, right? Of course, you're looking at the consistency. You remove their 2 chicken dinners, their non-games. Like, they're sure they're a little bit low on the placement point side of things, but you know what? You can still get 2 chicken dinners over the course of, what is that, 5 games? That's an insane win ratio. So it kind of takes out of the equation the consistency when you get these big wins. But though, going on to the 2nd page, one team I really want to highlight here, Nick, is Hora. I feel like this should have been at least bare minimum a podium finish.
Yes.
But the moment E-Arena just slightly started pushing up on the mountain, they crumble and they give the high ground position for free. I think Hora really threw that game.
They're not the only ones. Ulf did the exact same thing. They did the exact same thing here. And hopefully they don't do it again.
Hora threw that game, but I did like the aggressiveness that we got a chance to see out of Hora, and I'm hoping that it's going to continue on here. Let's see what's going to be happening on the 2nd Miramar, because it's getting spicy here. Hot Jukes. John, take it away.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. The aggression is going to be at an all-time high here. We're already seeing multiple 1v4s to start us off here. And I think we're just getting started. A whole bunch of matches left to go. My Jukes next to the legendary John Allen. 1 game down and a whole bunch more to go.
Oh yeah, we've got our 2nd Miramar today, of which we're going to be treated to 4 Miramars over the course of today. We're going to end on 12 matches played total of our 18-match set. We're going to set that smash boundary. A lot to play for today. And if the Arena can continue to perform in the way that they are, that smash boundary is going to be so far away from everybody else. Yeah. It's not even going to be worth thinking about.
And that is what they're going to be doing. You heard Max say it earlier. Everyone's going to be chasing the White Rabbit here in this tournament. You can see the fans are so hyped, excited, beauty side of things. pumped up, waiting for them to start making something happen. Unfortunately, they got taken out by Coops in that one. It is what it is, but a bounce back is imminent. That's for sure. First place, $500 million. Second place, $250,000. So a lot of money is on the line here, folks. And let's see which team is going to push themselves and try to catch Arena.
It's not just about that cold, hard cash. It's about that warm feeling in your heart when you realize you are the new champions here at the PMWC, at the EWC. For 2026, there's no team here to defend that title, right? Alpha 7, don't know where they've gone. They must have gone home or something, you know, so, something like that. Yangon Galacticos also not making it to these finals, but it's time for another team to sit on that throne, to sit atop the rest.
Let's
get things going.
Yeah, let's see which team it's going to be here. Southern playing path here on this one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're mixing things up for sure. And this is going to be that second Miramar match. So after this one, if it wasn't hot already, we're going in Toronto, right?
Oh,
so that's going to be a crazy change of pace. Top players so far, you can see Milu right there, 3,000 damage. What a day this guy had yesterday, man. Everything considered, this guy is an absolute monster. And let's just see where Tianbo will end up. All these teams, so many big names, so many top squads. Enigma Galaxy, honestly, I really want to give this squad so much props. I mean, to be in second place, considering that these guys dealt with so many hot drops, is pretty insane.
Yeah, over on Erangel, it certainly was the main feature of their early games. Fortunately for them, though, Ida didn't do anything other than just sort of give points to them, it seemed like. So it was kind of only really one map where Four Thrives actually third-partied it in that hot drop, where Enigma Galaxy didn't actually have a pretty okay start to their Erangels, right? So for me, it's definitely Ida that needs to move today, but we'll be seeing that later on. And they have been able to profit quite nicely. I mean, you get those 4 points right at the start of the match. That's a good profit already, right? I was talking about how I want to see consistency across a lot of games, across the whole set, rather than just these big pop-offs once or twice over the course of it. And that's exactly what you want, right? If you're able to get 4 points, it's not unlikely you can get 1 or 2 more, and that is a massive boon to your point-scoring tally. That's what Enigma Galaxy have been able to find.
Yeah, and again, fortunately for them, it works out with the fact that A7's not here. They're taking El Bozo, which is one of the highest loot areas, if not the highest, in this map. So they're going to be very, very well kitted. They've made some great plays this tournament so far. And yeah, you know, we were talking about them in Erangel. Ida did feed them, essentially, but you still got to beat them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy to win a hot drop and keep everybody up. And they're able to do it time and time again. But Arena catching out IQ, Four Thrives. That's a huge loss for them.
Oh, that is nasty. Not a good opener, and a pretty great opener for Arena. Put themselves now on 69 points total.
Nice.
And they get a free buggy delivery. What more could you ask for? Unfortunate there for Four Thrives to be losing a player like that. That's a little bit careless, I think, in my book. Should have been a little bit more aware of the surroundings, but not to be. Arena causing problems already this match.
Man, Arena making it happen. Looking on over to Four Thrives saying "Kapkun krap," that means thank you in Thai.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Very, very happy so far. 69 points on top of leaderboards, and only just beginning. That smash point threshold is going to be where it's at. So if your Arena have just they continue to have such a fortuitous day today, their goal should be to just set that point threshold so dang high that nobody can possibly smash in the final day. Now, so far in the history, we've seen one team smash at an international event. That's going to be Nongshim Red Force, and that was just earlier this year at the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. It was, I believe, Furia that was on top with the most points, but Nongshim Red Force won that final game just by the skin of their teeth, and that automatically made them the champs. So
yeah, I think it was a 1 point. They were 1 point behind the leaders as well, so they needed to win via smash. It wasn't just a case of winning the game. So a really nice ending for them there, but that's that fairy tale not really converting over to Paris, unfortunately, for Nongshim Red Force. At the moment, they're in 9th place. Still very much doable, but they have got a little bit of a way to go on that one.
Yes, they do. They gotta make sure that they just stay secure in the end game here. Can't afford any slip-ups at all. Gotta be able to make some plays. Man, that 1v4 earlier from S-Power was so dang hype. They're still having a rough day of it so far, though. 13th place. We haven't even reached the halfway point of this tourney, though, so they still got plenty of time to bounce back. But if they want to win this thing, they've already kind of burned through the bad games that they can already afford. They really need to start putting up some good, solid, consistent points here. Because when you see E-Arena on top, that's a major threat. I mean, we've seen this team earlier in this tournament break a PUBG Mobile record for the most points. Again, so silly that they didn't make it into that into the finals off of it.
Well,
but they got some little extra, survival cash, I guess.
Yeah, sure. But that's the point, right? It's a huge, massive, incredible game. Wow, brilliant, bright lights and billboards, sure. But then they weren't able to do much after that. So it was a big fall off coming through from the arena, and to that end, they didn't deserve to make it straight to the grand final through that. So to be able to come through survivals, fantastic. Okay, now they've started to really up that game, keep that momentum going. This is a much better scenario, which is kind of why what I was alluding to before is I prefer this chicken dinner that we just saw from Arena to the one that we saw in Rondo in terms of quality, in terms of an indicator for what we might expect for the rest of this phase.
Yeah, and we got to be honest too. I mean, these guys very luckily made it here into the finals. They were barely able to pass up the Wolves.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, to see them barely make it in, at least I think it gives a lot of relief, right? Because for all the Wolves fans out there, they're like, we were so close.
Yeah.
But for E-Arena to actually pop off, it's like, okay, you know what? The team that made it deserved it, right? Like, they're actually doing something here. If they were at the bottom of the leaderboards, it'd be like, kind of a waste. But they're not messing around. I think that the way this tournament fared for them so far was kind of a perfect storm, right? Because they had the record, don't make it. They barely make it here, and I think that really just lit a fire in them to be like, you know what? We got to just play our game. Let's go full-fledged aggro. And that's what's happening, because they are just pushing team after team after team as a full squad and just picking them apart little by little.
A lot of teams will unravel under that kind of pressure. Need to keep your mind thinking forwards. We saw some monumental plays in that last game, so
yeah,
I'm hoping that the nerves aren't going to be too rattled for a couple of our squads. It's going to be difficult, not only on the losing side of those fights, but again, on the winning side of those fights. Because in those scenarios, that adrenaline just hits your system. And it can end up, once it drains out after the end of the game, that can be a real detriment to your performance. And that's when you need to rely on the rest of your team, on the advice of your coach, on the feeling of comfort, hopefully, that you can find with the rest of it, to be able to absorb the impact of falling from that great height.
Yeah, and okay, well, speaking of height, right? The zone goes all the way up to the tippy top here.
Going back.
Yeah, near Crater Fields, near that Hacienda del Patron area. We just saw this circle not too long ago in the last match, so teams are going to be trying to take a similar spot to what they had here. Like, yeah, why don't we go to that same spot we were at last time? We won from there. We'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit further west. It does keep a lot of those Crater Fields areas in, but it is very similar, you're right, in terms of that location. Aurora spotting a player from Furia, but Coops will not stop in just one game. He's going to find shots onto them again. I feel like they should definitely be aware of his location this time around, but losing a player, for Furia, that's not a good feeling. That is not a good feeling.
Yeah, that's Miramar for you. It's tough. I mean, you're trying to rotate, and losing players on rotation is a rite of passage here. You try to avoid it as much as possible, but just sometimes there can be that one guy there waiting for you. You can see Godlike getting peppered up from Lost. And all these players just ridiculously good at shooting people out of vehicles. And Jiggle, I heard the crowd pop off. Jiggle ends up taking out quick from Aula.
I mean, they did it last time very early on. This time it's taken them a couple more minutes, but same start to unfold. Hora have managed to transition down towards that south and look to control the really sharp high ground that sits to the east of Crater Fields and overlooks a lot to that south side. So a powerful position for them to hold if they can maintain it. A little crash between Flash over on the east side and Vitality. That very quickly concludes with one casualty. Win trying to get some revenge, but not really connecting as Razak bumbles over the top, but doesn't eat damage either.
There goes Vitality, rotating away. They take that elimination and run with it. Federalis driving outside of the zone here, maybe looking for another vehicle. Seems that's what they have their eyes on here. No fear, popping out the buggy though. Going to be putting some pressure onto Aurora. They're on the rotation and they're going to get caught out by Ulf. No Fear's going to push up a little bit closer here. Scarface through the nade into the building, catches out top, and that is Aurora getting picked apart here in match number 2.
Only one player now left standing. I do not think Doc is going to get the back up. He is over 500, probably about 700 meters away from them right now in the shadow of Nigma Galaxy on the west side. You just can't move. This is an easy set of flushes coming through. Ulf have got this roadside compound. They've got quite a decent amount of cover. It's Hora who sit on their northwest across the road, up on that high ground. So for them, for Ulf, I'm feeling like they're fairly safe. This next circle might put more pressure on them, but being as central as they are, it's unlikely.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty. They don't pretty much have to move very much at all. And yeah, they don't have to move at all here with this next circle. Vitality, though, over there by water treatment, they're going to have to push on in. Nongshim Red Force on the south side are going to have to get into some battles here very, very shortly. And that's just because Nongshim always land on that southern end. So a northern circle like this makes them late to the circle. We'll see what their decision-making is here as Tianba looking to put themselves in a slightly more central position as Sleepy gets a nice knock there on Aaron.
S2G are also pushing in from this northeast side. Aaron down allows Tianba to move in. Eagle and Milu in with the same vehicle, but there's a beautiful spray down. What a response coming through from Solus, holding in the face of the push. QZ wants to try and turn it around, but Solus has more left in the ammunition bank. Will find a third. Looking for now the last player of Tianba. QZ with the M249 is being hunted. Ketch steps into the fight as well to assist his teammate, but there is still more to do. QZ won't go down, but he finally falls, and Solus stands in the face of Tianba. Says not today.
Not today, indeed, as Ulf with a beautiful stiff arm onto Tianba. And oh, you can see the pressure is on. You can see the player cam catch relieved after that one. What a play from Solus, though, to be able to shut him down.
There you go. Tian bounced out of that compound. It was not to be. I mean, what a lineup there. A little bit wayward on the crash. It felt discoordinated between the two players in the vehicle. Not quite what you want to see from Tianba. I don't want to say lazy. I feel like it was being harried by Hora with the off angles there on the northwest side. S2G were putting pressure on the back of that, and it became a little bit too chaotic. They couldn't quite find their way through it. There was no way that they could navigate that storm, unfortunately. But for Solus, that is a monumental clip farm. Not quite a 1v4, Jukes, but it was pretty damn close.
That's as close to a 1v4 as it gets here, folks. I'm telling you, big plays coming out of here in the finals. Axel getting naded up pretty good, peppered by Al-Ula. This is with the replay here. Solus with these headshots. Taking out that duo. And still finding himself some good movement here. Yeah, as soon as he sees QGZ, comes on out, pops a nade on accident, and gets the knock.
Oh, okay, we're back in with Alola versus Vitality. One over the top, looking for another as well. There are 3 players alive on side for Alola, but there is damage pouring back over towards Vitality as Razy now and Axel have to step into the fight to try and keep this one going. Razak gets shut down though as S2G are flowing out to third party on the north side here. Kamikaze, Solke, both moving into position. Lost is out on a north wide flank too.
Axel trying to find some high ground here, trying to find an off angle. Razy just forced to just run out in the open, no vehicle to his name. Trying to be able to help out Federalis. Federalis is knocked, and it looks like he will be thirsted here because it's taking a long time. Meanwhile, S2G decided to just back things up. Say, you know what, we don't want none of this. This zone going down south, let's prioritize that instead. And And Razy is going to start cresting that hill. Can he spot out one of these players of Al-Ula? He sees Rep. When he's going to take that shot? No, does not see a good sight line. Decides to back on up.
Yeah, it doesn't have the team shots to be going, well, doesn't have a team to take shots with. Is more accurate here for Razy. You need to be 100% sure that you can lock down a knock, or maybe even a flush. Ida getting rolled down by Orangutan there. Nicely done, but there's still a little bit more to do. Ida being devastated yet again. Rita now the last to stand. Aru and Atanki about face for another approach. Rita cooking a nade to try and slow things down, but there's an off angle coming through from Irina, who is stepping up and forcing him over the ridgeline into the firing line of Orangutan, who get 4 elims on the game and send Ida packing.
There we go, and that's going to be the 15th place team so far. Starting to turn things up, but here we go. It's the White Rabbits battling it out against 4 Thrives. Turney K getting the flushes. It's all up to Falak, and it ain't going to be good enough. Arena just putting in that work, and they're going to keep their whole team alive.
And back up they get. Nicely done, nicely done. We saw Razy doing a lot of work against Al-Ula. Hang on a minute. This is a solo? A solo against Al-Ula on the north side? Where did that come from? Razy's popping off on the north as a solo.
3 eliminations. Razy putting the points here for Team Vitality. The Indo squad looking good here, as they're going to be pushing into this next zone. And we're looking at this next circle as it is just south of Crater Fields. You got OG on that southern end right next to Arena. That battle should happen out any soon. And now you got Enigma Galaxy right next to Nongshim Red Force as well. Let's see how they're going to play this out. Coop's got that Mini 14 looking from that long-range headshot.
I'm also looking at S2G on the northeast side of the circle right now, Jukes. They have to push in, and as a 4, do you go in the shadow of Horror, or do you try and sweep down and push past Flash? But it is a difficult approach for S2G, and they do not have long to make that choice. I feel like they are committed much more up to the north edge and could potentially challenge Horror on that northern side.
Let's see how this is going to play out. Schwepp's got the high ground as well. This is still only stage 4 here, folks. Admino does get knocked, though, from Godlike and flushed. So it's only going to be 2 players up for the side of Godlike. OG in the same boat with the duo. Driving around, just trying to get a little bit of intel. Doc is nearby. You got to watch out for that. Meanwhile, Aura from the high ground are trying to catch S2G out on the rotate here. Sleepy is able to put some suppressive fire, keep him away for now. Kamikaze's buggy is smoking, and he's gonna get popped out of here by No Fear.
Oh, that is a scary sight, pressing the ridgeline, No Fear. Spiking the heart rate of S2G as they try and make their way in. They did have to make that choice in the end. But moving in, they've managed to get 3 through. And into a position which is at least tenable, but not really super beneficial to their long-term prospects. In the circle, though, which is good. Not the same can be said for Enigma Galaxy, Arena, Flash, Ulf. These teams going to have to move when the time comes. So, a good result, but if they keep getting picked apart with Razy still doing bits. Hang on a minute, no, that was over the sky. So, Horror are suffering. This solo Lone Ranger on the north edge, Vitality, letting us know. Okay, this is the replay of the 1v, I think 3.
Yeah, there we go. Yasser catches him out as he pops out the vehicle. And then, pow, beautiful use of that ridgeline. Razy just picking apart Al-Ula. Those mistakes, man, making it look easy there.
Yeah, that was pretty clean. Swaps out to the bayonet as well for the final moment. I wanted him to run it through there a little bit. That would have been the coolest. But you know what? You're looking pretty cool already. Razy still with a knife fixed at the end of the barrel.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what Razy can do with it. He's going to be holding on to that AUG as well. No Fear up on top of the hill, doing a good job of applying that suppressive fire on these teams trying to find a way into this next zone. Oh, Razy soaking up the points as a solo here for Team Vitality.
I mean, since he's been a solo, he's gotten 4 eliminations. He's weakened Horror's hold on this northern side as well, which I think is a really big factor here. With 4 players, Horror are basically with 3. That's that's a different conundrum altogether. Ulf could potentially have an opening road towards them if they don't go down in this spot, because Sleepy has got that angle. But if Sleepy you.